Hello, everyone. Welcome to this video interview that we will do today with Maria Koroleva. And we will talk a little bit about the Health and Life Balance Retreat at Mundekulla from 8th to 22nd of October, this upcoming autumn. And this is quite a special retreat because it will be the first retreat in Mundekulla that will be 2 weeks long, actually. So there's a lot to talk about. It's a really interesting subject. Welcome, Maria, also to
Thank you.
today.
Ian.
Will be really nice to talk with you and yeah, to just go through the concept, your thoughts about it, to hear a little bit more about what the special event will be about. Hmm?
Definitely. I'm
So
really happy to be here.
nice. Where are you now? Because I'm in Mundekulla, southern Sweden, and you are.
Now, I'm actually in south of Germany, in the city of Freiburg. That's where I live, and in my home at the moment.
It's so nice that we get to talk this way
Definitely.
and have this connection, no? Like to yeah, I'm really looking forward to hear all about your thoughts behind this event.
Very happy to share.
So maybe we can start a little bit with just for the people who don't know so much about the retreat yet, could you give a little insight into what this retreat will be about?
Oh, definitely. So basically, the concept of the retreat it came from the two ends. On the one hand side, this were Martin and Galina, who are the current owners of Mundekulla. Once they actually bought the place, they were thinking of how they can contribute to the society, to people in a more general concept. And they were thinking about enhancing the life of people in terms of their longevity, but also improving, the health of the people once they get older. But this whole starts, of course, when you are still in your 20s and 30s. That's when you need to start action in order to maintain your mental health and your physical health and really improve your life. And from my side, like I always wanted to lead a retreat because I took part in several retreats and it was always like really, really inspiring and really a lot of new things and a lot of new thoughts coming through it. And then what I also noticed, like when you come back to your real life, it does not always like stay with you. You take maybe a couple of things, but not too much. So we came in the end to the idea that we want to have a retreat which would basically help people not only to spend time nicely, but also to learn things which would last their lifetime. So the retreat, it is called a life balance retreat and health retreat. So we wanted to like really dig into this huge topic, which is life and health. And we thought like, how could we actually structure that? And we came to an idea of having like different pillars or the areas of life, or like basically our basic activities, like like we all move and we eat and we sleep and doing like this simple things. And that's how we structured it basically. So on each of these pillars we will have different activities, which I'm really excited about.
So could I mean, I think this is really beautiful. It's very much a holistic perspective, right, on life and health to see, wow, let's take all these daily things we do in life, like eating, sleeping, breathing, feeling, thinking, and then how can we find sort of a balance or a harmony that sustains us, even in times of challenge, maybe, or times of change. And these, am I right? Am I summarizing this
Absolutely.
correctly?
Absolutely. So basically, for each activity, we will have like really interesting plan. It will start like if you take the eat activity, we will guide you through a journey basically where we teach you to love healthy food. That will be the main, like the whole story about it. We will have a cooking class together, even more than one. And we will also learn how we can pick up the healthy foods, those healthy foods that are actually suitable for yourself. We will help you to understand how you can feel about the foods and how you can pick up the right ones, which are really right for you, not for somebody else, not how it's written somewhere. And we will even create like own healthy menus and things like that. And then we will have the move part, which is like so basic in terms of like we all need movement, and we, in order to be healthy, we want to have like daily routines that keep us alive and keep us healthy. So for that, we prepared a variety of activities. We will have like all different speeds of movement, even some dance and some yoga, but also like maybe some cardio exercises. And this will help you to choose as well those which really suit you. So you see where I'm
so
going.
it's also a bit to find what fits with you, no? You offer different possibilities to experience. Is that right?
Absolutely. Plus, we have a tool in the feel part. We will give you a tool how to make decisions better, but not based on your purely logical understanding of how this should be, but also based on the feelings in the body, which is a really interesting concept which I apply also in my life. And one of our trainers will introduce that. And I'm really looking forward, like how people can apply this during the retreat and then take it with them. And also in the end of the retreat, everybody will have their own personal self-created wellness plan, which they can really take with them. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how that's going to work because that's something I practice also daily.
Very nice. So I just have to respond to the sweet cats that popped up in the background.
Right.
So cozy. So basically, during the retreat, you will discover many tools, knowledge. It will be a combination of theory and practice.
Definitely, it will be a good mixture of that. Even like when we say theory, it's a little bit input from the teachers, but also it's mainly implementing that in the. So we will give tools and we will give practices, and everybody we will have this, safe space which you usually have in the retreat, where people can practice without being judged, without being like anyhow restricted in what they want to achieve, express.
Yeah. Beautiful. And what do you feel is the magic of having 2 weeks together? It's quite a period, but from my perspective, I feel there's also something very powerful about having 2 weeks together to do this.
Absolutely. So usually, like if you have retreats for which last maybe 3 days, it can be really nice, but I think to build this group dynamics, it takes a little bit, usually it takes a little bit more time in order to dig into yourself. So we structured the retreat in a way that the first week would be like going really deep into the emotions, into the feelings, into like how we really understand life, how we feel. And then on the second week, we will start the preparation for the real life. So we have more of the practices related to think part, which would be like really setting the structure for the personal success, like understanding the priorities, understanding like where the person is going to, and as well creating this personal wellness plan that I was talking about. I think that kind of makes it necessary to have the 2 weeks because of the amount of content, because of the because we want to go deep. and we just don't want to, skim a little bit on the surface. So that's not the idea.
So you're building up during these 2 weeks to build a personalized wellness, well-being plan that will really be a base to take with you into the future.
Absolutely. And that's also like this retreat is going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We prepared very nice activities like bonfire evenings and dance and paint, all this kind of like things which would really bring the group together. So besides just, learning, you will get a nice reset, and you will get also the group of people which are like-minded, which want to achieve the same, and they have similar goals. So you can have partners then afterwards to talk to about.
Oh, very nice. That's so important, no? That you can relate with other people who are on a similar journey as you.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Hey, maybe something else also. A little bit more about your background, maybe, because how come you are giving this retreat? And also, you described yourself really beautifully as a combination of science and spirit.
Right.
And I love this description. I can very much relate to it, but I'm so curious to hear from you a little bit more about this also.
So maybe this description is a bit pretentious, but I think it has a
No,
base.
I don't think so. No. No, I love this, like a combination of spirit and science. I think those come really beautifully together.
But I think that's where I came to at the moment. So the whole journey started actually with my 12 years career in business, where I was working long hours and very, very high speed. So the whole industry was super high speed. I would have to pick up things like very quickly and really implement and, present the results of my work like on a daily or weekly basis. And that was really nice, and I loved it. But in parallel, there was always a different part of me, which was totally interested in the spiritual path. So I started yoga like already many years ago, and I attended like 10 years ago. I attended Vipassana, which is a silent meditation for 10 days, where you're not allowed to speak, use your phone, or read or anything. And I think that brought me like a lot of insights, a lot of understanding of myself. At the same time, I was also learning Reiki, which is a spiritual, like an energetic practice, which you can use like working with energies of people. And then further on, I was developing interest in natural medicine. And so I took the education, but then I got more questions than I had answers. So I thought maybe I'm going to try the science to see if I can find answers. And I was right. So I studied molecular medicine, where I could really understand, or I'm still in the process of understanding, as the whole humanity is, how the body works and how the mind works. I'm even doing a research project at the moment on related to motivation and how this works in the brain. So which kind of pathways are working there in order for people to get motivated. And I think this whole experience altogether that brought me to maybe this definition of myself, because I have never been a person who took things for granted. So I wanted to understand, like, to dig into and to understand where it comes from. But what I found out quite a lot, like if you take any spiritual practice, if you take any kind of religion, you can find a lot of explanations in the science, and it's growing. This research is growing daily. So what we get, it's really growing daily. And before we couldn't explain things, but now it's getting more and more obvious. I mean, take meditation, and how it was seen just 10 years ago. It was seen like a totally weird thing, but now look, so many people are doing that, and I think it's really powerful, and we will also definitely work with that in the retreat.
That is beautiful. Yes. It's really like it has really been booming these last years. No, the research on meditation and different types of meditation, for example. Um, and I think it's so nice that practices that are thousands of years old, now they are actually taken into the scientific world to understand them. And we can actually explain a lot of the benefits now on a scientific level also. Okay. Um, we had a tiny struggle with the thunderstorms happening around, but now we're both back. So that's great. So we were talking about how it's beautiful, how science is really picking up on many ancient practices such as meditation, yoga, to really explain actually how it works in the body, how it works in our brain. And this is something that you will be taking with you into the retreat as well.
Right, absolutely. And yeah, we will explain also more things like, I don't know, like common things about breath, maybe, which are not known, but which are scientifically proven. Like if you, there's popular at the moment to have deep breath, which is in yoga or other methods, but it's not always serving actually the purpose. So different breath should serve different purpose, and that's what we will also explain, for example, from the scientific point of view, in the retreat, but attach that to the ancient practices of breath. So that's the combination that I'm talking about.
Exciting. I want to hear more. We're gonna get there. But also you will not be the only one giving this retreat, right? You will give this retreat together with a team. Can you tell a bit more about the team and who you brought together?
Absolutely. So the idea was that we have a team of absolutely different people. We have now 7 trainers in total, and they all have really different personalities and backgrounds, which makes it absolutely unique, I think, because this play of people from business and people from more like body practices or body related practices or emotion related practices, which is really interesting. So for example, we have Sandra, which will be, who will be doing more on the feel part. She will talk about the meditation, about the mindfulness, the embodiment practices. And we will have Martin, who would deliver the think part, which will be super structured, which will be like really coming from logical, setting the priorities, giving the structure to the day, to the year, and like really different personalities. And for example, you, Stephanie, will also be there. Some practices, maybe have a couple of things on that.
Yes, exactly. I will contribute with Eastern wisdom traditions, especially from traditional Chinese medicine. So we'll go past a few concepts around how you can center yourself in the body and also work from your core strength in the body. This is one part. Another one is acupressure. So different points in the body that can support, for example, relaxation or a good stream of blood flow through different parts. Often when we have cramps, for example, or tensions, it can be because we have too much energy stuck, one example that many people know is their neck and their shoulders. But also, for example, the hips are important parts where energy can get stuck. And then we get cold feet, for example, cold hands or headaches. So from that, we will go through some some of the main tips that are easy to apply yourself on a daily basis and that can make a big difference. Yeah. And another thing that I will contribute with is collective painting. So this is more a creative process, which I feel is a really beautiful reflection also of life, no? In co-creation, a little bit, how can you hold loosely your dreams, hopes, thoughts, in interaction with others, yeah, and then create something really beautiful together that will be a surprise, that involves a lot of flowing together in that process.
That sounds really interesting. But do you think people who can't paint, they can also do that?
Oh, yes, of course, yes. No, it's not so much about fine arts rather than it is about expression, and also an exercise in co-creation. So working together and paint, we use paint more as the medium, you could say. Yes.
I see.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then we will have also other team members like Alfonso will talk about food and will teach you the food and to cook. Sorry, and like he will explain also the basics and right. Then we have Ellen who is completely into nature and she would explain the connection between a person and the nature and how we can use this in daily life. Then we also will have Galina with some really exciting, interesting tips on how you can make like face masks out of the natural products, which is belonging to our fun parts more and really nice tips for the daily life. And yeah, and myself, as I already mentioned, I will contribute to all different parts actually to breath. It will be like as well the combination of science and all the old practices which are there. So it will be breath and yoga, meditation, and yeah, as well some interesting things on how to focus, how to find the concentration if you're working on something, or how to eat during stressful times. And one of my favorite topics is actually about energy. So the topic of one of the seminars will be, where is my energy? So it will be all the possible reasons for having a low energy actually.
Yes, I guess that is so important also that we are aware, no? That that is such an important part to feel, oh, now I have actually a lot of energy. Now I have like less energy. Sometimes we just go on and we're not really conscious of where are we, really.
Yeah. And there are
Mm.
regulate that to maintain
Mm.
more or less stable, let's say, level of energy, and to know
Mm.
where you are at the moment, like how tired you are or how energetic you are, and then use that as well.
Mm. Very interesting. Yes. Hey, what is your hope and intention for the people who will join this retreat?
Yeah, so like maybe first, like whom I think this retreat would help, and
Mm.
I guess there would be people who work hard, who do a lot for other people, who really contribute a lot, and maybe sometimes get stuck in the routines and maybe not taking care enough of themselves and feeling sometimes maybe sluggish or not being able to finish all the tasks which are there, like you're constantly running, but it's never ending story, you know. And yeah, I think these kind of people who would benefit the most, but also the people who tried many times maybe already to start a healthy lifestyle, but so overwhelmed with the information which is out there, or they would start something and they would fail to continue. I think these are the kind of people we are really looking for
Mm.
having on the retreat, because we can contribute really a lot, I think, to their lives. And yeah, it's also for the people who just need the time off, but maybe not for the people who are in a burnout currently. So because the retreat would still have the learning part um, where you would not only get energy but also use a lot of resources. But in the end, it's a good balance. But if you're already on a very low end, that's probably not the best to do at the moment. So it's first better to relax and tank energy somewhere, where you don't have to like really contribute to your good future. And the intention for these people, I think what they will get from the retreat is to try the variety of different practices, to see what is there in this healthy world, what is there for me, what I can really take with myself, what I can really put into my life, and actually come out with a really solid, good plan and understanding. Okay, at the moment I'm here. I want to use this and these practices on a daily basis or on a monthly basis, wherever. Maybe I'm just the one who would benefit from, regularly going on a retreat, and that would be it. But I'm sure these people, they will get really kind of will get a reset, not only physically but also emotionally, and also in their minds, in their motivation, and then will come with something solid in their hands.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this retreat. It sounds like it will be that it has a beautiful balance between getting inspiration, skills, knowledge, and also having the possibility to choose what fits you, right?
Absolutely.
To personalize it truly. A good balance between practice and theory. And to definitely experience also what all these techniques can do for you, and then to be able to bring it with you when you go home afterwards, no, and in like your own plan of how you will continue with this.
Right.
Yes. So maybe just also to see in what kind of environment we will be for this retreat. We will be in Mundekulla Retreatcenter. Can you tell us a little bit about Mundekulla?
Of course. Like when I first visited Mundekulla, that was a place like a pure serenity. You just dig into nature, and it's just it feels so relaxing, so natural, so like how it should be. You get melted into the nature, and you can really focus on the self-reflection. You can focus on what's important for you at the moment. I think this place is ideal for this kind of retreat because there are no distractions, and at the same time you get this connection. You can tank energy from the nature, and we will do a lot of exercises, a lot of things outside also, as much as the weather would allow in October, but hopefully it will be perfect. But on the other hand, we have really different facilities there, so different halls with really different vibes, inside. Like I remember like walking in one of the halls, and you just want to sit there in silence, like do nothing, just sit there. And in another one, it was more like observing state. And then there was a whole, I remember, where you just want to create and learn and do, very active things. So I think spaces, they have different energies and different like vibes, if you want. And I think the whole place is just designed perfectly for that. And I couldn't find anything which would be more suitable. Right.
That's beautiful. The qualities of the different halls, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. That invite for different type of activity and different type of learning and being. Yes. And of course, there's like you say, there's beautiful forest, nature, sauna, campfire.
Absolutely.
A little lake to swim in, if for those who are up for the little bit colder water in October, but
and
yes.
Alfonso is a perfect cook. He will cook the most delicious food on earth. So I can't wait. Like really, seriously, when I'm like talking with the whole team about the retreat, all the time I'm like saying, "Oh my God, I want to take part as a participant." not necessarily, leading that, which is a great honor. But I really would love to have that for myself as well.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think that's the secret of whenever you create anything and bring it into the world, like it all starts with your excitement, and then that is your gift or so. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I really hope many people will join for this retreat, will join for this journey. Is there anything more that you feel like this is one more thing else that I would love to tell you about, or you should know about this retreat?
I think that's more or less it. From the participants number, you said like we expect many people, but we still want to limit the group by 25 people because we don't want the group to be too big, because we really want to have it deep level in terms of opening up, in terms of having a good circle, a good environment, a safe space. Yeah.
Yes, so there's enough time for really connection and personalized, work basically. Yes, nice. Well, thank you so much, Maria. I'm very excited.
Thank you, Stephanie, for inviting me. I'm also super excited, and I really can't wait to welcome all the participants first.
Yes, me as well. Yeah, so everyone, I hope you enjoyed this talk. To hear more about the retreat, hear more about Maria, hear more about the whole concept behind it. If you want, you can find more information on our website, of course. There's the link below. There's also the booking information. And of course, if you have more questions, you will find our contact info there. So if there's still any questions you have, feel very free to connect with us, and we happily get back to you.
Of course, via email or on Instagram, like anywhere.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And hopefully, we will see each other soon for sure. And hopefully, we'll see you also in October.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.